Have you ever wondered why people behave the way they do in social situations? A question that has puzzled many, leading to the emergence of a fascinating field called social psychology. This realm of study delves deep into understanding how we interact, influence, and are influenced by others. It's like peeking behind the curtain of human behavior, revealing the invisible strings that guide our actions and reactions. The significance of social psychology is immense. It plays a pivotal role in our daily lives, shaping our perceptions, attitudes, and even our identities. It's like a hidden conductor orchestrating our social interactions, often without us even realizing it. In this video, we're about to embark on a thrilling journey into the world of social psychology. We will delve into some of the most captivating experiments that have been conducted in this field, experiments that have fundamentally transformed our understanding of human behavior. Dive in as we unravel the intricacies of human behavior through some groundbreaking social psychology experiments. Imagine you are in a room and everyone else gives an obviously incorrect answer to a simple question. What would you do? In the 1950s, psychologist Solomon Asch set out to answer this question. He conducted a series of experiments that put the power of conformity to the test. Participants were shown a line and then asked to match it with one of three other lines. Simple, right? But here's the twist. The participant was in a room with a group of Confederates who were instructed to unanimously choose the wrong line. The results were startling. Despite the task's simplicity and the glaringly incorrect answers from the group, a significant number of participants conformed to the group's decision, casting aside their own correct judgment. This experiment proved to be a profound demonstration of the tremendous power of social pressure. It showed us how the fear of ridicule and the desire to fit in can lead us to reject our own perceptions. Asch's experiments reveal the unsettling degree to which the fear of ridicule can manipulate our perceptions. What if ordinary people were put in a situation where they were given power over others? How would they behave? This is the question that drove the famous Stanford prison experiment conducted by psychologist Philip Zimbardo in 1971. This experiment was designed to study the psychological effects of perceived power and the interaction between prison guards and prisoners in a simulated prison environment. Zimbardo and his team converted a basement of the Stanford University Psychology Building into a makeshift prison. Ordinary individuals with no criminal background or psychological issues were randomly assigned roles of either prisoners or guards. The experiment, initially intended to run for 2 weeks, had to be abruptly ended after only 6 days. The reason? The behavior of the participants was shockingly real and disturbing. The guards had embraced their roles with a zeal that surpassed all expectations. They began to act in ways that were aggressive and abusive, enforcing authoritarian measures and subjecting the prisoners to psychological torture. Conversely, the prisoners too began to exhibit signs of extreme stress and anxiety. Some even started to show symptoms of depression. The lines between simulation and reality blurred as the participants internalized their roles. What this tells us is that situations can have a profound impact on our behavior. The experiment revealed that good people can do bad things if put in a powerful position in a challenging environment. It highlighted that situational forces and perceived roles could influence behavior more significantly than individual personality traits. The Stanford prison experiment is a stark reminder of the role of context and situation in shaping behavior. It underscores the power of the system, or the situation, in dictating our actions, often pushing individuals to act in ways they would not usually consider. This experiment has been a cornerstone in understanding not just the prison system, but also various other social and organizational structures. It has offered invaluable insights into the dark side of human nature, and the potential harm that can emerge when power dynamics go unchecked. The Stanford prison experiment demonstrates that the situation can drastically influence our behavior, often in ways we might not predict or understand. How far would you go to obey an authority figure, even if it meant hurting another person? This question was the driving force behind Stanley Milgram's groundbreaking obedience experiments conducted in the 1960s. Milgram, a social psychologist, set out to understand the extent to which people would obey instructions from an authority figure, even when these instructions clearly contradicted their personal morals. Participants were led to believe they were administering electric shocks to a fellow participant each time they answered a question incorrectly. The shocks were, of course, fake, But the participants didn't know that. As the experiment progressed, the participants were urged to administer increasingly severe shocks, despite the apparent distress of the person they believed they were shocking. A shocking majority, nearly 2/3 of them, obeyed the instructions to the end, administering what they believed to be life-threatening shocks. Milgram's experiments remind us of the potential dangers of unthinking obedience to authority. So, what do these experiments tell us about ourselves and the society we live in? The Ash experiment reveals our inherent need to conform, even when it may lead us to make incorrect decisions. It underlines the power of social pressure, showing us that the fear of standing out can sometimes overshadow our judgment and rationality. The Stanford prison experiment showcases how situational factors can influence our behavior. It dramatically illustrates how we can adopt roles and behaviors that are contrary to our personal beliefs and norms when placed in certain social circumstances. Finally, the Milgram experiment demonstrates our tendency to obey authority, even when it conflicts with our moral principles. It starkly shows us how far we can go under the guise of obeying orders. These experiments highlight the fascinating yet complex nature of our social behavior. Remember, understanding is the first step towards change. Subscribe to our channel to continue exploring the fascinating world of psychology with us.